Now, let's look at the US Department of Education. Their Office for Civil Rights has launched an investigation into Chicago public schools for an academic achievement initiative called Black Student Success Plan that discriminates on the basis of race. Well, it's kind of in the name, isn't it, Corey? Tell me what's the latest on this.
I mean, it's atrocious. It's a direct violation of Article 6 of the Civil Rights Act in the United States. And look, they're discriminating on the basis of race. That school system's failing kids of all different backgrounds, Black, white, Hispanic, and so on and so forth. They should try to improve outcomes for everybody and not single out one group. That is a clear violation of civil rights law, and hopefully they should lose their funding over this issue, or hopefully they can reverse course and try to up their game and raise the bar for all students. But in Chicago, you have 6% of Black kids that are reading proficiently. I mean, it's a failure factory of a system, and they're spending $30,000 per kid per year. Things need to change. School choice would provide some competition for improvement.
Well, Chicago is really an example of what not to do, because as you said, they are spending an enormous amount per student and the results are abysmal. It really is hard to see how you could have results that are so appalling given the expenditure, given the programs that they've supposedly have come out to address this issue. And yeah, if you want to do well academically, do the opposite of Chicago. Now, you wrote a piece in the National Review about the battle for school choice, particularly when it comes to rural families. You say they want educational freedom and they're voting for it at the ballot box. Tell me why this battle matters.
Yeah, for a long time, the teachers unions knew they couldn't make left-leaning arguments, Democrat arguments in red states. They had to come up with some so-called conservative arguments to stop school choice. And one of them, including my home state of Texas, was that rural voters don't want this. We don't have a lot of private schools in rural areas. The public school is the only option. And therefore, it's okay for you to vote with the Democrats. But the oldest voucher programs in the United States started over 150 years ago in places like Maine and Vermont, where they were specifically designed for kids in rural areas. They figured out if you don't have a lot of choices, a lot of opportunities, that's an argument to expand freedom in education, not to restrict it. So they gave scholarships to kids to go to private schools that they wanted. And the victories this year prove it too, that rural voters want school choice. They voted out the rhinos in office who voted against their party platform, who voted with the Democrats. They held them accountable at the ballot box. And now you have states like Texas who went all in on school choice, Tennessee, Wyoming, and so on and so forth. Rural areas are passing school choice left and right in the United States, which really just debunks the claim that rural voters don't want this. They absolutely do.
It's a huge issue, and I've seen that on the ground in the US. It's an issue that really gets people motivated, even people who weren't particularly politically active in the past will do this because it's in the interest of their children. It has an enormous impact on the children's future prospects. Corey DeAngelis, you've done great work in that area. Thanks for your time tonight.